Yo, what's up, guys? What's up, everybody? I'm so excited for this. I've been waiting to do this review for so long. Had to stop it. It was going really well, by the way. I'm doing the It 2017 movie It review because I can't say It review because people would think it's a miniseries. So yeah. Miniseries is the old 1990 movie, which is not a movie, but whatever, people call it a movie. It was a two-part thing. Okay, let's get started. What did I enjoy about this movie? Well, no, we're not going to start like that. So now we're going to go by segments, and eventually, after I'm done with them segments, we're going to be done, we're going to do the spoiler talk. Okay? Good? Cool. So the story of this movie, I thought it was cool. If you don't know the story is this. The story is that Bill makes a boat for Georgie. Georgie loses it and goes missing, and Georgie goes missing, and they're trying to go find Georgie, basically. And it turns out Pennywise was. And Pennywise shows up because they found out something about him. I don't really want to explain it too much because it'll spoil the movie. So, okay, let's keep going. So this movie had a great concept. The way it was executed and done. And I just loved how, mysterious and how mysterious the story was, and like, well, you all knew what happened, but it was mysterious when you put your minds in the kids, like if you put yourself in the kids' shoes, kind of mysterious. But to be honest, it's kind of in your face. It's like, oh yeah, you know, that's what happened. Which the book did the same, but I would have enjoyed more of a mysterious type of movie, even though I would have known what happened because I never read the book, but I have seen bits and pieces of the miniseries and kind of did research into the book. So yeah, this movie story actually really flows well. It flows well, but I have a problem with the pacing, which we will get to later. So the character development, or the characters, okay, I'm gonna try to name them all off. Beverly, Ben, Stan, Eddie, what's his name? Bill, and Mike. Richie. Fuck, I almost missed Richie. Richie is the most interesting one. And Pennywise, if you want to count him too, but... So these characters are really well written. They act like kids. Like, they don't have them PG-13 mouths, you know what I mean? They be fucking cursing up a storm. Just like kids when they hang out with their friends. And I thought that was really cool. Like, I was like, yeah, that is really well done. I don't know what else to say about the way that they portrayed the characters, because they were so well done. Like, fuck, I can't see this because it's gonna be a spoiler. So, Beverly. I'm not gonna do all the kids' backstories, because I'm not gonna backstory. So, Beverly is really well, her character development's really well done. In the beginning, she's like, shy and like, hopeless and fearless. But then near the end, she's still kind of shy, but she's fucking strong. She is ready, if anything happens, she's ready to fight. Which is what I love. This movie made the characters in the beginning, well, most movies do this, but some don't. Transformers. By the way, if that actually was a real cough. I was not trying to figure it at the same time, but I was. Transformers was pretty bad too, like with their characters. I'm not gonna get into that, but we're talking about it today. It was really well executed. Beverly's story. She was she was really like fearful of everything going on and hopeless. And then near the end, she was fucking strong and not scared anymore. And that's what I loved when Pennywise got a hold of her, and he was like, fuck, what do I do? You're not scared anymore. And I was like, that's cool. That was a spoiler. Fuck. Sorry about that. I didn't really mean to spoil that, but you know, if you... So, now we're gonna move on to the, what do I have to move on to? Okay, cinematography. Now, if you don't know what the cinematography is, or the pacing, because we're going to have to talk about the pacing after. The pacing is, why am I explaining this now? Fuck it, I'll explain it after. The cinematography is something that, it's whenever you shoot a movie, and your camera angles, or the way you're shooting it, is basically what cinematography is. So, the way this movie does it is really well done. They make the kids look smaller and Pennywise look bigger, which is awesome because then it makes it more terrifying for all of us, because the way the camera shot, like downwards and the kid's there and the Pennywise up there, now that shows that he's over top of them and a lot more fucking stronger than them, which is just amazing to see those little nods in the camera angles. That most people would probably not even notice. Like, you would not notice that if you're not paying attention. Well, you would if... You wouldn't even do it if you didn't really pay attention at all. You're just paying attention to what's going on. Like the scene with Eddie and Pennywise. That's when you know this motherfucker's not messing around. The way he's shot is like, you know, I'm fucking taller than you. There's no shot where the kids... Except near the end, except at the end, there's a shot where the kids are like, you know, stronger in a way. Obviously, every movie's got that. And, but most of the movie, the camera angle is usually either over his shoulder or down at the kid where you can see him, how tall he is. And it's so well done. Because if you do that, it shows a significance in the scary factor with Pennywise. You will fucking be terrified if he fucking topples you, instead of if you're toppling him and you're taller, and stronger, you won't be scared of him. So it's good that they did that. The pacing, oof. And that's where I'm starting to have problems. Sorry, wait, I just need to check something. Cool. Just checking the time. On the how much I've been recording for. Sorry about that. The pacing. If you don't know what the pacing is, it's how fluid the movie is, basically, basically how fluid the movie is. Now, this movie fucked that up a bit. By a bit, I mean like a lot. If you're paying attention, well. Yeah, they did fuck up a few things with that. Let's say a scary scene. Ow, fucking Christ. What was that? Wait, I just need to stretch. Okay, cool. One of my bones felt like pain for a second. Wait. Sorry. Let's say a scary scene pops up, and it scares you. Like, you know, makes you feel dreaded and really fucking terrified. You feel dread half the time when you're watching this movie, like, I felt the tension coming, like, the entire time. Now, the way it's paced is not well. Let's say that scary scene I was talking about makes you feel like that. The next scene well, there's one scene where, like, something happens, and it's terrifying. And then the next scene, it's all happy. No. No, you follow that up with something along the tone of what you just established a few minutes ago. And then you ease into the other tone that you're trying to put in. You don't go from scared to happy. No, you go from scared to something like tension to and then after that something good happens, and then you go to happy. That's how it should be done. But it doesn't do that. I didn't really notice it at first until I thought of it. So, you know, me thinking about the movie did kind of, it didn't reduce the score, but you know. So the pacing's all fucked up, the story's amazing, and the cinematography is mwah. Now that pacing issue was little, but it also had another issue. And that's the music. It's great and all, but it's too dramatic. It hits the notes too hard. You should be it doesn't hit the right notes. It should be more eerie and make you feel dread the entire time. Not dramatic. You don't want to feel you don't want the music to be too dramatic and like you know. It kind of has that, and it's like you could have done something with that scene with the music that made it eerie and more fucking the scene would have been more scary, but you know, you didn't, so whatever. Okay. So if you want to know what I'm going to give this movie's going to get a 10 out of 10. So even with that issue with the music and the pacing, I really loved the movie and didn't really see much wrong with it besides that, and I would have to give it a 10 out of 10. And that's for the characters. If the characters weren't good, fuck, this movie would be down to a 9. Or even a 6. Most likely a 6. But this movie's a 10 out of 10. So you better go fucking see it. Now, it's time for the spoiler talk. So, if you're not ready, if you don't want to see the spoiler talk, I'll see you guys in the next video. Like, subscribe, all that stuff, and you guys can go on. But for the other people who want to stay and watch this, watch me talk about the spoilers, you can stay. Or don't give a fuck. If you didn't see the movie, I would highly recommend not watching this part until you've seen the movie, and then you can come back and finish this up. But if you don't fucking care, then just keep watching. So the spoilers. Now this movie had amazing character development. I loved how the characters were. I love how Eddie was not Eddie. I love how one of Eddie's scenes, it kind of influences character. No, whatever. We're not gonna talk about character development all that anymore. We're kind of done with that. So this scene with Eddie and Pennywise after he breaks his arm, I really loved. He does this subtle. He gets out of the fridge. His body's completely contorted, and he comes out, reforming his body, which sounds retarded, but if you watch the movie, it's kind of hard to explain it. And the way he does it is kind of subtly hinting at that he's kind of being like, haha, motherfucker, you broke your arm, and it's really well done. I really love that. Beverly, with the fucking bloodbath scene, that was really well executed. I love the way, like, she gets dragged down with the hair, and, it's like, the blood comes out, and it's just so well done. And after the dad's like, what's wrong? And he comes in, he's like, what's wrong? He doesn't see it because Pennywise can choose which victims he wants to see what. So he's like, what's wrong? You changed your hair, huh? And he gets pretty like, iffy about, whatever, and he doesn't notice it, which is extra creepy. But then the next scene ruins that tension and terrifyingness and all that by putting a fucking cleanup scene with some happy music. No, you don't do that. No, you need to follow that up with something like Bill seeing Georgie. That would have probably been better. But, oh, that's what they did follow up. No, I don't think they followed up with that. I'm not sure, but if they did, then I probably forgot. I actually think that's what they followed up with. Fuck my life. But then after the Georgie scene, you should have eased in with not that cleanup scene, you know. Did you not think of that? Sorry guys, that bloodbath scene was probably like, after that was probably the Georgie scene, because I'm sure that's what it was. But I really did not think that was okay. That they didn't like switch the tone in some way in the next scene. Like, I don't like how they just changed it completely without, you know. So yeah, this is basically all I really wanted to talk about this movie. This movie was really amazing. I loved it. And I would have to say to you guys, buy it, rent it, or something. If you don't see it in theaters. And besides that, like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you motherfuckers in the next video. Peace out.